Hi everyone. Hopefully that wasn't too long of that dead space at the end of that video. I thought I stopped it and it did not stop. Okay, we're going to have a quick look at MFC. I'm going to do a demo of that. So look at the previous video because that is actually me going over the parts of MFC. This is the train wreck that is, me dealing with MFC. Let's make a brand new project. I'm going to have to get rid of my old MFC test project that I was just playing with, but let's see how we can do this. If you do not have MFC already installed, make sure you have to install it. So if you just press in MFC and nothing shows up, then you got to install it. If you're using a Mac, you got to install this. So that's a potential issue, but you all have a virtual machine, or you should all have one because you're going to need it in your other courses, so make sure you have that up and running. So I'm going to make a desktop MFC application, and I'm going to call this I also need to find out where I'm going to put this. So I don't want source and repos. I'm going to put it in BIT2400 in class code, and I have all these L14 stuff, so it's going to go in here. L14 F20 MFC ready to fail to F20, right? Some nice little name like that. Yeah, you can see the confidence that I have in my ability to do MFC. So let's create this and let's see what happens. By the way, I'm going to just quickly context switch here. We are recording. Okay, just in case. Okay, so we have an application type. Do I want tab document? Actually, I don't want any of this stuff. The number one thing I need to do to make sure this all gets off the ground is I want a dialog-based application. Not single document, not multiple documents, dialog-based. Gets rid of all this other stuff. Do I need anything special? No, I don't need anything of that special. Use MFC in a shared DLL? Sure. English? Sure. Anything else I need there? Nope. Okay, I'm going to the next one. Document-based properties. No, I don't need any of this special stuff. I'm going to go next. Do I need an about box? Nope, I do not need that. Do I need a system menu or thick frame? Well, I can get rid of the thick frame. I can get rid of the system menu, but we can turn those off. Sure, let's find out. Okay. And what dialog title? My horrible dialogue. Okay. Call it whatever you want. Okay, next, advanced features, everything was supposed to be off. Well, let's turn them all off. Printing and print preview, we don't need that. Common control manifest, don't need that. Support restart manager, no, don't need that. Okay, so according to the instructions, turn off everything. You can also leave those on. Those are not as, oh my god, important as some of the other stuff. And generate classes, and I can rename this class. So, fail. Let's be a bit more optimistic. Awesome temp converter. Okay, that's going to be the name of our series of classes. Great. Let's finish this up and let's see what we get. Okay. Taking its sweet time, that's fine. Unless I did something wrong, but well, we're going to find out. Okay. Class view, I already got that stuff. Okay, let's have a look at what we have here. So here is my resource views. I can open that up and I can look at the dialog. So I went in resource files and looked at this. I should have other things to look at, other abilities to look at stuff as well, but show all files, collapse all files. Let's see here. Folder view. Okay. Anyways, I'm just going to go into the resource view and I'm going to double click on this thing because that's going to tell me show me what the thing I'm looking for is. Okay, and I also want to, I'm going to lock this down, so docket. Okay, there you go. That's my initial dialog. I sort of like it this way. Notice I have properties over here. I can expand my properties up. Great. And we're going to look at a whole bunch of these things. So I'm going to get rid of this thing first because I don't need it. I have an OK dialog, OK cancel dialog. I'm going to put in, let's do things a bit different. I'm going to do things differently than the previous demo. Okay. I'm going to put in a couple buttons. I'm going to put in a checkbox. I'm going to put in another checkbox. Why not? Let's align my checkboxes. So I click both of them, control clicking both of them, and I align. I can also control click the next one. So I've selected both of them and I can align them. Great. Let's also throw in a edit control. There we go. Let's drag that thing in here. Okay. And an edit control down here. I don't even know what this thing is going to be, but you know, have fun with this. Okay, let's change each of these things. So my appearance, the caption itself is going to be, I understand, yes or no. And the caption for this thing is going to be MFC stinks. All right. So in this one, I can also go down and I can change the name of this thing. It's going to, instead of IDC check 1, I say IDC check understand, just in case 1 to 2. I don't want just a numbered system. So, all right, and this one is going to be MFC IDC check stink. All right. I'm going to have a button here. What do we want to call it? I always spell Fahrenheit wrong. Let's do Celsius first. Celsius. Oh, and I should do all caps. Okay. This thing here is going to be Fahrenheit, right? FHR. Okay. I always spell Fahrenheit wrong, but that's fine. CF. All right. I want this because I want to be able to remember the number of this, and I don't. If it's just a random number, I'm not going to remember. Oh, button 2 is the Fahrenheit to Celsius calculator. FC. So CF and FC for Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay. And I want to change the name of the caption on this thing. And do I know where it is? No, I don't. I'm just hunting and pecking. Okay, and I'm going to change this one too. C2F. All right, and I can expand this out if I don't have enough space. So let's expand it and expand this. All right. So far, so good. Actually, not really so good. Let's compile it. I say not so far so good because it doesn't do squat yet, but we want to make sure that this thing compiles first. Okay, let's see what we got. We got something. Great. Let's see it in action. All right. Oh, that was the old dialog. Here we go. I understand. MFC stinks. 1.34. Convert. No, it doesn't do anything. 2, 3, 4, 5. Convert doesn't do anything. Okay. This thing doesn't do squat, right? That's sort of on purpose. Let's do I'm going to add a variable in this case for the I understand. And what kind of variable do I have? I can have a control variable, which will allow me to change how this thing actually works. I can have an integer variable, or I might not care. Let's do a, well, let's find out what the control variables will do. Okay, so I have a control variable in this case, or let's make an integer variable. So I want another kind of variable. Oh, it's not letting me. Cancel. Let's make it try it again. So I right clicked. Oh, it's not letting me. Okay. Oh, it's just going to be. So the name of the variable is m check. Let's go lowercase check. And the variable type is public. Okay, and I don't want a control value. I want a value. There you go. There you go. That's what it was. M check and it's a boolean. Great. All capital bool for boolean. And then I can go next, and I think that's all I need. Finish. We'll go into the header file now and see what this looks like. So here's my dialog, and there's my brand new variable. Great. Okay, I'm also going to do that same thing for, let's go to my viewer here. No, that's not what I want. Let's just plop it in here. Okay, I'm going to make a control variable in this one because why not? And add variable. It's a control variable. Its variable type is a cedit variable. I want to call it m Fahrenheit text. Okay. Next. Finish it off. All right. So I should have a second variable in this thing. If I go to my header file, there it is for that particular field. Okay, let's plop this dialog back up. And I'm going to make another variable. And it's this. And I'm going to say m. What did I call that last variable? Darn it. Maybe I can still flip it over. Nope, modal dialog. Okay. Var convert. Oh, var text. I think that's what we called it. Well, let's just close this off and see how off I am. Fair text. Oh, they're both fair text. Damn it. Let's save that. Hopefully that's gonna be okay right now. Okay. I'm gonna need this at some point in time. So I'm just gonna copy it. Next up, I'm gonna have. Let's actually have a look at what we're doing here. If I press this button, I want something to happen. So I'm going to go to the lightning bolt, the Zeus lightning bolt here, and do this. And when the button is clicked, I want to do something. I'm going to add an OnClick Button CF. This thing here. And I'm going to just remind myself what the name of this variable is, and Fahrenheit text. I forget everything when it comes to the sort of syntax. So grab the slideshow and just grab it and use it, right? That's okay. You're not expected to memorize these sorts of things. So I'm just going to go over to my dialog here and see what I have. So these are all my hidden slides. I have my due date exchange. Okay. And I am using, so where is that function call? Okay. I'm just trying to look for the actual function call here. Oh, is that it? No. an instance. Okay, there we go. There you go. The OnClick Button thing. That is a control string. We're going to get the edit dialog. Okay, so great. We're going to use that because I'm not going to remember it. And I'm going to go right back to my thing here. So this is what I'm going to be using, but let's just plop this in a block comment. I'm going to use it later in a second. Before I get going, before I start trying to do all this stuff, let's also just, you know, have a look at, maybe we don't want that. Let's have a look at the that alarm, or the AFX dump. AFX dump, and then double chevron and then so over the text. Great. Ready to fill too? Okay. AFX dump. Hopefully end line works. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Actually, I don't think that even operates. Alright, I'm just going to have a test. When I click that button, let's compile it. Let's see if everything works. Alright, succeeded. Alright, so we should. I thought we had command window. Okay, no. Output. Oh. Oh, it is outputting text. Okay. So that's good. It's putting out a whole lot of other stuff, but it is outputting at least test. Great. So that was my first thing. I wanted to make sure that I was getting the callback. Let's put in, so we're going to add all these other controls. I have, oh, this is the variables I'm going to be using. Great. So I'm going to have a string. I'm going to do a conversion. So I'm going to figure out what the conversion rate value is. I'm going to use I'm going to get the text, and I'm going to get the value from here. And I'm going to put it into string, and then I'm going to convert that string, and yeah, there shouldn't be a 0 in here, I don't think. My conversion itself is going to be, it's a double, okay. I'm going to do the value in Celsius, so it should be reversed for this. This is Fahrenheit to Celsius. I want Celsius to Fahrenheit, so this is times, it would be 9 times 9 divided by 5 plus 160. I'm just guessing in this case. We'll use the right thing in a second. Okay. You're going to see me spell Fahrenheit right. Fahrenheit. I always spell Fahrenheit wrong. That's why I hate the system. Okay, and we're going to put the double back in there. So we're going to put this into the string. We're going to put this. We're going to put the conversion back in. And then at the end of the day, instead of this, I'm going to put into this particular field over here. And I'm going to get rid of this. And hopefully all will go according to plan. Let's have a look at this. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have an assertion failure. Okay. These things happen. Okay, so the string is equal to that. Let's pop a breakpoint here. I think I actually do need some kind of value in here. is it an edit dialog? Well, we're going to find out. Let's just get rid of this just for the time being. Quick hack. And I'm going to str is equal to 1, 2, 3, or let's say 12. Now what we should do actually, instead of this, we should make this equal to, in terms of Celsius, 0. Then we can actually figure out how well this works. Might still cause a problem. All right. It's going to be converted to 0. Oh, and it's still causing a problem. str is a C string. It's a long string. I'm going to hack it even more. Conversion is equal to, there we go, super hacking. I just want to get through this, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. I think my demo uses something other than an edit, just a pure edit dialog box. All right, 1, 2, 3. Are you kidding me? Oh, and something got set back again afterwards. Set window dialog box. Remember how I just did something sort of an ugly hack when I renamed both variables Fahrenheit text? I think the Fahrenheit text and Celsius text are reversed, which is why we're not getting anything, because it's looking at the blank field below. We can prove this. It's looking at the blank field below and then setting the wrong thing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that may not be the problem. Ignore. And it's setting it to 160. Okay, so we know the math is wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. We're setting, it's thinking this is the Fahrenheit text. This one down here is something else. Okay, so let's cancel this. I have this quick hack in here. I'm going to put a breakpoint on this. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. And I want to get what the heck. The string is empty right now. I want to go one step further. There's something weird going on here. Oh, I gotta figure out what this is. Okay, let's break out of this thing here. Let's go to my dialog. The dialog already open. I'm going to go here. I'm going to add variable. Cancel. What's this thing here? So I have a edit variable here. Normally it's a control variable. I just see get out the Celsius. Something weird's going on. Okay, that should have actually worked. So I'm going to just punt on this one for a second. We already added a variable on this one. So let's do the callback on this one and see what happens. So I want to say if it is clicked, I'm going to add an if click event. I'm going to have almost the same thing as I had last time. It's not going to be exactly the same. Oh, it's that's there. And I need to have the other, there it is. Here's my other callback, so. Let's just do the AFS, the test thing first. Test, click. Oh, test click went off. That's good. Test click went off again. Test click went off. Test click went off. Okay. I think I probably could do this and just to make sure it's on a new line. Okay. Next up, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to grab the string or the booleans for what I'm dealing with here. We had in the slides, we had a nice little example of this, so hopefully we'll grab some of that. And so where is it? Okay. Just looking for where data exchange. Okay. Okay, control variables for the other one. So this is effectively what I'm going to be dealing with. They're not going to all be strings. That's fine. And I'm going to drop this thing in here. So I don't have a. So I have a string, but this is. I actually have a boolean. So let's look at where there's my header file. Here is my boolean. By the way, this is the cause of all the headache that I was having before, that I had two things with the exact same variable name. I manually updated one, and I'm not sure it got propagated everywhere. If you make any mistakes along the way with an MFC application, it can sometimes bite you in the backside. All right, the name of my function, my variable is that thing, not this. I'm going to, the do data exchange is going to presumably deal with that at some point in time. What I want to do is I want to update my variable. I'm going to update a variable. I'm going to set the particular variable I have here. And it's going to be equal to not that. This could actually screw something up, or maybe I wanted another variable that's an integer, and I keep the rolling count of how many times that integer has been clicked, for example. Could be anything. All right, let's. All right, so I hit the breakpoint. This value is 1. It's now going to be equal to, should be equal to 0 now. All right, and then I'm going to update everything. So go continue, and notice it goes off. This is on purpose, by the way. Goes off, goes off. Hey, I can't click it. Why can't I click it? Because when I'm getting that feedback, it is supposed to be setting the variable. And then I say, no, 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 I'm not going to set that variable. When I click it, so MFC stinks works just fine. This one, I set the value to true, and then immediately within this callback, I set it back to false, and so I never see it set to true, despite the fact I'm clearly clicking on it. I can do all sorts of things. I could have a variable that is counting up every single time I click it, or I could have something that when I click it, I set the values for this text field over here. That would be perfectly fine. So I could, let's do that. Let's get the, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this particular window. I'm going to set the value for this thing to being a particular string instead. Learn faster. Okay, can I do this? I need a string, particular kind of string. I hate these C strings. Hopefully that should do. Notice the C string is not a normal string, so this kind of C string, it's an object, and therefore I'm going to use an overloaded method. I'm just going to pass in a character array, constant character array, and that will make the proper kind of string. And hopefully this is not going to blow up in our face, but I'm not setting the local variable, so I actually need, see what I need to do here. I didn't need to do anything at all for that. I don't need that update data thing. Why? Because this is a control variable that I'm using. Okay. Learn faster. Learn faster. Okay. There's all sorts of things you can do with MFC, and it's probably very intimidating at first, especially considering, you know, when you first start off, you're going to screw up. Every time I teach this, every single time I go through it, I stumble on something. There's a variable that I didn't set, that sort of thing. Expect your first time doing it. It may not work. You may have something that breaks down. That's okay. Plug away with it. I still have to figure out what happened with these two different variables that should be the same thing that are not. So if I run this again, this is setting the Fahrenheit text. And if I look at what the Fahrenheit text is actually saying to me, it's this one. That's got to be Fahrenheit. So it is the fact that I have two variables that had the same name and they were inverted when I started up. So the workaround is just, I may have to start again actually on this one. So I could actually, that's what I could do. I could change the buttons so that it's Fahrenheit to Celsius and Celsius to Fahrenheit, and then I'd be good to go. Let's change, instead of this, let's confirm this actually works. And there you go. That's your problem. I manually changed that, so okay. Abort. Okay. That's actually been the problem the entire time. I just debugged it. So what happened? I manually changed something and it does not let me manually change things. In fact, let's actually do a quick search for this. I have a sneaky feeling some of them are actually in other places. Here's it there in the CPP file. Fine. Here, there. Here's one in the H file. Are those the only instances? Set window text. Set window text. Oh, the DDX controls. There you go. There we go. Let's see if that fixes its wagon. Due date exchange. This was pre-canned code for me. The checkbox, whether the checkbox is done clicked or not, I deal with that, and then I update things, and it's automatically done for me. Okay, there we go. So let's go back down here. What am I playing around with? This is the Fahrenheit one. So if I did Celsius, let's confirm this. There you go. Okay, so we have the Celsius and the Fahrenheit, they're now working again. That's good to know. Use to test cells and fields. Okay, and so what I would expect up here, instead of the quick hack, I don't need the quick hack anymore. I get the Windows text. Okay, I can get rid of that hack. The hack isn't needed. So I should be able to get the text, convert it, do this numeric conversion. That numeric conversion will be wrong, and then I will set the Fahrenheit window afterwards. Okay. Zero. Okay, and I should be able to go. No, it's working better now. Just going to continue and see what happens. Hey, it's wrong. The math is wrong, but it's doing the right thing. And if I want to do the other way around, I will go to my view, it's class view, resource view. I take this particular button here, I go to the lightning bolt, I go button clicked, I add OnClick button for the FC, I go back up here, I just switch a bunch of stuff around for me. I can get rid of my quick hack. Let me see here. I'm going to go to Fahrenheit. I'm then going to Celsius down here. I'm going to 5 times this minus 160, placed according to my slides earlier, divided by 9. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a semicolon somewhere. No, I'm missing a parentheses. Done. Okay, so if I go 32, 0. Hey, that one worked. The math is right on that one. This is all we're asking for, really. Well, you can play with it any way you want. The idea for this assignment is going to be for you to, and there's going to be some dead ends or problems that you're going to get along the way. What we're looking for is some kind of input, some kind of control where you click on one thing and something changes. So it could be ordering ice cream, it could be ordering sushi, it could be how long you've been staring indoors for COVID in an application where you just click a button and it keeps on incrementing the number. It could be anything you want. Have fun with this. That's sort of the point. It doesn't have to be overly elaborate. You can just read the instructions to make sure that it's up to speed, but I don't want you spending a crazy amount of time. I just want you to get your hands dirty like I just did here. There's going to be things you get wrong, and you just play around with it until you get it right. When we get to the actual model view controller code, we'll be deep diving into this a lot more. Still not in excruciating detail, but hopefully it's going to make a lot more sense. I want you to get used to some kind of layout tool and let you be creative. So with that, guys, after that nice notorious crash and burn that I did with that, I'm going to take my leave of you guys, and I will talk to you later when we go over model views and controllers. Thanks.